Disclaimer: the following narrative is based on open source reports and public claims.
Something serious is unfolding in the Western Hemisphere. In silence, without official announcements, Russia appears to have deployed one of its most feared coastal defense systems to Venezuela, the Bastion missile platform. For the United States, this isn't just another military transfer. This is a strategic warning. Because if this system is truly active in Venezuela, then for the first time since the Cold War, U.S. naval forces could face a direct threat from modern Russian coastal strike systems, right near their own maritime perimeter. To understand why this deployment is triggering alarm in Washington, we first need to understand what Bastion represents. Unlike traditional coastal defense weapons, Bastion isn't built for intimidation. It's designed to lock down territory. When Bastion is deployed, it sends a clear message. This coastline is no longer safe for enemy ships. Its range, guidance capability, and tracking systems allow it to monitor and target naval vessels at distances that force adversaries, including the United States, to operate cautiously. And if launched, its attack profile is designed to make interception extremely difficult. So why Venezuela? Why now? The answer is simple: power projection. For years, the United States has viewed Latin America as its uncontested strategic space, but the arrival of this system changes everything. Because with Bastion in place, Russia isn't just supporting an ally, it's planting a military presence capable of shaping naval dynamics in the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic corridors. In other words, Russia is telling the world, the Western Hemisphere is no longer an American monopoly, and that message is impossible for Washington to ignore. Make no mistake, the U.S. Navy isn't used to being threatened in this region. For decades, carrier groups and destroyers operated freely in the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, and along important maritime routes. But now the presence of Bastion forces U.S. ships to change how they operate, how close they patrol, and how they assess risk. Some analysts argue that with the shift in global tensions, especially involving Ukraine, NATO expansion, and rising multipolar competition, Russia is creating a second front of pressure, not in Europe, not in Asia, but in America's backyard. For Venezuela, accepting this system isn't just about defense, it's about leverage. Isolated by sanctions and treated as a geopolitical rival by Washington, Venezuela now holds something that changes its negotiating position. With Bastion on its soil, Venezuela is no longer just a country in crisis, it becomes a strategic chess piece. And chess pieces don't get ignored. Russia gains positioning, Venezuela gains deterrence, and the U.S. gains a threat it cannot overlook. This situation raises a chilling question. Are we watching the early stages of a new standoff, not in Europe, but in the Caribbean? A standoff where naval superiority, missile range, and military influence determine control? History has shown us something important. When foreign missile or defense systems appear near the U.S. sphere of influence, tension spikes fast, and consequences follow. Right now, the world is waiting. Will the United States respond militarily? Will negotiations begin behind closed doors? Or will more advanced Russian systems follow? No one knows, but one thing is clear. The Caribbean is no longer a quiet, uncontested zone. It's becoming a strategic battleground, one with powerful actors and unpredictable outcomes. So now the question goes to you. Is this the start of a new confrontation between the United States and Russia? This time not in Europe, but just off the American coast? Or is it simply a warning shot? A reminder that global power is shifting? Tell us what you think in the comments, and if you want deeper updates on how this situation unfolds, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next development.